Okay. I know what you're thinking. Legacy. It's too early in the season to be making these bold predictions. But hear me out for a second. Because what the Oklahoma City Thunder are doing right now isn't just good basketball, or promising young team stuff, or, oh, they'll be dangerous in a few years. Nah. What we're watching feels different. It feels like the kind of story people look back on and say, yeah, that's when everything changed. And when you have a team that's this young, this deep, this versatile, and already this good, it becomes fair, maybe even necessary, to ask the question nobody wants to ask this early in the year. Could the Thunder actually be the next team to challenge the 73-9 record? Could a roster built almost entirely through patience, development, and borderline ridiculous draft capital actually be the one to threaten the greatest regular season mark in NBA history? Now, before anybody starts throwing tomatoes at the screen, no, I'm not saying they will. But I am saying the ingredients are there in a way that very few teams in NBA history have ever had. Because let's start with the most obvious part of the whole story. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not just good, he's generational. This man went from young OKC piece to future all-star to top 5 player on earth in about the time it takes most players to learn how to use their offhand. He dictates pace like Luka, defends like Drew Holiday with longer arms, finishes with the smoothness of a veteran who's been in the league for 12 years and lives at the free throw line like he bought property there. And the wildest part? He does all of it without ever feeling out of control. His game is slow, methodical, surgical, until it's not. Until he hits you with that hesitation, that long stride, that mid-range pull-up that looks like he's moving in slow motion while everyone else is sprinting. He's the engine, the stabilizer, the closer, and the guy who, if this team actually does sniff the 73-9 conversation, will be the reason they're even allowed in the room. But SGA being elite is only part of the equation. What makes the Thunder dangerous, like dangerously dangerous, like maybe we shouldn't let Sam Presti keep collecting draft picks like Infinity Stones dangerous, is that they've built a roster where everyone fits together without stepping on each other's strengths. Jalen Williams has grown into this perfect secondary scorer who can get you 25 without breaking the offense. He's the kind of player that championship teams almost never have this early. Strong, efficient, unselfish, and able to guard 3 positions. He can play with SGA, he can lead a unit without SGA, and when he gets going downhill, good luck stopping him. Then you add Chet Holmgren, who somehow looks like he was custom built in a lab specifically for this system. This man blocks shots without jumping, shoots threes like a shooting guard, dribbles like a small forward, and protects the rim like a guy who weighs 70 pounds more than he does. His timing is ridiculous. His defensive instincts are ridiculous. His perimeter fluidity, ridiculous. It's rare to have a rookie, well, now sophomore, who impacts winning this much on both ends without even needing the ball. And that's the thing. He doesn't need the ball. He just changes the geometry of the court by existing. When he's on the floor, drivers second-guess themselves. Shooters hesitate. And defenders can't help off him because he'll splash a 3 without even thinking about it. But if the Thunder were just SGA and 2 great young players, that would be one thing. What makes them a potential 73-9 threat is that their bench is stupidly good. Like, historically good for a team this young. Isaiah Joe is basically holding a flamethrower disguised as a jump shot. Cason Wallace looks like he was born to play playoff basketball. Smart, disciplined, doesn't force anything, clamps up whoever you put in front of him. Luguentz Dort is still the human brick wall with arms, crashing into screens, fighting through everything like it personally offended him, and hitting just enough threes to make you respect him. And then you have guys like Jalen Williams who brings energy, screening, passing, and chaos. Aaron Wiggins, one of the best bargain glue guys in the league, and newly added depth pieces who fit the Thunder mold. Long, smart, unselfish, and capable of switching everywhere. So the question becomes, can a team built like this, deep, young, unselfish, fast, and elite on both ends, actually do what the 2016 Warriors did? Can they enter that 73-9 stratosphere? To even consider it, you need several things. A top 5 player to lead the team, elite defensive versatility, elite shooting, lineup flexibility, no major weak positions, and a coach who can adjust on the fly while keeping the culture stable. OKC checks literally all of those boxes, and that's the scary part. Let's break it down from a statistical perspective. Historically, teams that win 70-plus games aren't just great, they're dominant in every measurable way. They're usually top 3 in offensive rating and defensive rating, which almost never happens. The Thunder, even at this early stage, are showing signs of being that kind of two-way monster. They force turnovers constantly, they run the floor with a kind of organized chaos, and they never have a lineup on the court that looks exploitable. There's no drop-off. You don't get the, oh, this is the weak unit, we can make a run now feeling when watching them. Every group has shooting, defense, playmaking, and athleticism. And because they're so deep, they can do something that the 2016 Warriors actually didn't do much. They can play a full 48 minutes of pressure without burning out their stars. Golden State had Steph, Clay, Draymond, and a bench that got the job done. But their entire structure was built on star power. OKC's structure is built on flooding the court with 7, 8, 9 guys who are all capable of scoring 12 to 20 points on any given night. That matters for a historic record chase, because the number one enemy of 70-win potential is fatigue. Injuries, back-to-backs, teams getting hot, schedule quirks. Most teams crumble because they rely too heavily on their top 3 players. OKC doesn't have that problem. If SGA sits, they still have 2 borderline all-stars and 4 dangerous role players. If Chet sits, they go smaller, but they stay fast. If Jalen sits, Dort and Cason Wallace anchor the defense, and Joe starts bombing from deep. The Thunder can win games in multiple ways, and that's the defining trait of teams that flirt with historic records. Some nights, they shoot teams out of the building. Some nights, they defend teams into submission. Some nights, SGA just takes over because he feels like it. Some nights, Chet has 6 blocks and 20 points on 10 shots. Some nights, Jalen Williams picks apart mismatches like a surgeon. Some nights, they hit 18 threes. Some nights, they run you into exhaustion. Versatility wins. Depth wins. Youth wins. And the Thunder have all 3 at extreme levels. But let's zoom out for a second, because chasing 73-9 isn't just about talent, it's about mentality. The Warriors weren't just good, they were obsessed. Obsessed with proving a point, obsessed with playing perfect basketball, obsessed with proving to the world that a jump shooting team could dominate the NBA. The question becomes, does OKC have that mentality? Do they have the internal hunger to chase greatness this early? Honestly, maybe. Because what's interesting about this Thunder team is that they don't play like they're young at all. They play with maturity, patience, and discipline that usually takes teams years to develop. They never seem rattled, they never seem rushed, they never take bad shots, they never collapse under pressure. And their coach? Mark Daigneault might be the most underrated coach in the entire NBA. His rotations are precise, his adjustments are quick, his player development culture is elite. His system empowers creativity without letting chaos break structure. That is exactly the kind of coach a historic team needs. And another factor that almost no one talks about, the Thunder don't have egos in the way most upcoming super teams do. No one is demanding shots. No one is trying to be the face of the team. No one is sulking about touches. They are the purest version of team basketball we've seen since the Spurs and early Warriors. That kind of harmony is extremely rare, and it's a major reason the Thunder could stay consistent over an entire season. Now, am I saying they're guaranteed to challenge 73-9? No, obviously not. That record is ridiculous for a reason. It requires absurd consistency, insane injury luck, perfect chemistry, and sometimes outright miracles. The 2016 Warriors had to come back from impossible deficits, hit clutch shots for 6 months straight, and survive teams that wanted nothing more than to be the one to break their streak. It's exhausting. It's mentally draining. And the Thunder are still young enough that there could be nights where they look like a young team. But the question isn't, will they? It's, could they? And the answer? is absolutely yes. Because think about it. Who matches up with OKC well? Most teams can't switch 1 through 5. Most teams can't keep up with their pace. Most teams can't deal with their shooting and their rim protection. Most teams don't have the depth to survive their bench units. And many elite contenders, Boston, Denver, Milwaukee, are built on older stars who have to manage their minutes. The Thunder are built for the grind. They're built for the marathon. They're built for the 82-game war. And maybe the scariest part of all? They haven't even peaked yet. Chet is going to get stronger. Jalen Williams is still improving his shot creation. SGA is still refining his playmaking. Their young bench players are getting smarter every game. Their system is becoming more polished. Their chemistry is getting tighter. And their identity is becoming sharper. This team is ahead of schedule in a way that feels almost unfair. If you were building a potential 73-9 contender from scratch, you'd want a superstar who controls games at an elite level, a second star who can score without disrupting the offense, a unicorn big who protects the rim and spaces the floor, a top-tier defensive wing, elite three-point shooting across the roster, a bench that doesn't drop off, a young core that can handle back-to-backs and heavy minutes, a coach who doesn't panic, a front office that stays patient. The Thunder literally check every box. So while it's early, yes, extremely early, the idea that the Thunder could be the next team to make a run at 73-9 isn't crazy. It's not delusional. It's not fan fiction. It's a real possibility if things break right. And sometimes in the NBA, that's all you need. Maybe the Thunder don't chase the record. Maybe they don't care about it. Maybe they finish with 60-something wins and enter the playoffs as the most dangerous team no one wants to see. But if they ever decide, even for a moment, that they want to push history, they have the pieces. They have the foundation. They have the timing. And they have the talent to make noise on a level that very few young teams ever have. So yeah, maybe it is too early in the season to be talking like this. Maybe it's too early to project greatness, too early to throw around history, too early to put pressure on a team this young. But watching the Thunder dominate with chemistry, confidence, and precision, rarely seen in a team with this little experience, it's hard not to at least wonder. Because sometimes, the signs are there early. Sometimes, a team arrives before the world is ready. And sometimes, the future doesn't wait for the calendar. It just shows up. And if the early part of this season is any indication, the Oklahoma City Thunder might be one of those teams. A team built for something bigger. A team built for a run at history. A team young enough to not feel pressure, good enough to beat anyone, and deep enough to win even on nights they're not perfect. So can they beat the 73-9 record? If any team in the modern NBA has a real shot, it might be this one.